And we don't know who's in the back of the ambulance, if anyone. That was a question earlier on in the stream, somebody bringing up the point, if this vehicle had pulled up to the scene of a call and the driver and if the medical staff on the ambulance left the vehicle to attend to whatever the call was in reference to, could this have been a crime of opportunity? Could somebody have hopped into the ambulance and taken off? Could they have been loading somebody up in the back and somebody hopped in the ambulance and took off? We don't know who else is in the vehicle other than the driver. It appears to be in the front area of the seated area of the ambulance, that it appears that there's only the driver, but we really don't know here at this time. Again, I'll look for some hashtag AJB comments here in the Facebook Live comment section. All right, losing our feed now out of Dallas, Texas. Oh, okay, back. Again, this is a signal that we are following from Dallas, the Dallas-Fort Worth market. It's a live signal from a chopper, so there could be intermittent breakups in the actual feed itself, such as there. And also, too, we've been noting as well, we don't know at this time the fuel situation for the chopper. We don't know the fuel situation for the ambulance. At some point, they are both going to run out of fuel. It's just a matter of which one is going to run out of fuel first. Brandon Baker making an observation here with us on WFLA Now. Hashtag AJB. I wonder what he has in his hand hanging out the window. So, Brandon, I noted earlier that the driver had blue rubber gloves on as he goes over there, that speed lump. Is that what you were seeing there, Brandon? Because that could have been the glove on his hand, or did you see him physically holding something in his hand when out of the window there? Again, we can only report what we know, right? We can only report what we know, and we can comment on what we see. And when you, of course, see crews get out of ambulances, it's very common that they'll be wearing blue rubber gloves, like medical gloves, especially, of course, the medical staff for an ambulance responding to a call such as this one. It's worth noting, we've had really good looks here on this stream, seen the driver with his hand out the window and both hands on the wheel at some points. It is very obvious, clear as day, that you can see that he does have rubber blue gloves on his hands, which is this somebody who's with Dallas Fire Rescue? We don't know. We don't know here at this time, but this is a point of observation that we have to make just because, again, we noted earlier, this is somebody who has at least quite the, okay, we might have a blown tire. Okay, yep, the chopper photographer here is zooming in, and this could be the beginning of the end. The tire on the front driver's side is blown. You can see he is now riding on the rim, and this is likely where this pursuit is going to be coming to an end in this neighborhood now. The driver of the ambulance, with all of that weight, you can see the rubber from the tire that is about to completely come off here. All the weight of the ambulance cannot, on the left, the driver's side of the vehicle there. So there is the strip. Brilliant tactic by the troopers here to somehow finally get a spike strip in front of the driver, the suspect here, to the point where it was impossible to maneuver around. And there, now we have the clip of the suspect attempting to elude authorities. Here's the fence where it all came to an end. He's going to try to get over the fence. Okay, something happens here where he says, nope, I'm not going to hop the fence. I'm going to stay right here. Officer has a gun drawn, or it might be a taser. He tries to get away, and they surround him and bring him down right here. Push him into the fence. Likely in this moment, again, we don't have audio, but likely in this moment, he was told to get down on the ground. He might have refused to comply, which is why they thrusted him up against the fence and then got on top of him. But again, this is not live. This was about 15 or so minutes ago, maybe 20 or so minutes ago now, when this pursuit came to an end. The ambulance being driven here by the suspect, a stolen ambulance. From how many people were in the stolen ambulance, it was a single male driver there who attempted to escape on foot. And now, right here near a fence, 6 of Dallas's finest, or perhaps another law enforcement agency here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, ensuring that the suspect here did not escape. You can see the officers here throwing up a bit of relief, banging each other there on the arm. The chase is over of the stolen ambulance here, the stolen Dallas Fire Rescue Ambulance. Okay, so there's our good luck here at the suspect. Appears to be, male, white T-shirt in what appears to be jeans and sneakers with what appears to be his pants there falling from his waist side. You could see that when he initially got out of the vehicle, he was running and he was trying to pick up his pants. Clearly the attempt to pick up his pants were unsuccessful. They're still what appears to be down beneath his waist. There's our best look at him yet. They're putting him here into the back of a law enforcement, or that's a state trooper cruiser here. So this is state police, state troopers here, bringing this chase here to an end. And it was, one of our commenters earlier had noted, one of the things that might give out before the fuel, before the gasoline, before the tank of gas itself, might be the tires. And again, all of that wild driving that we saw here earlier on in the stream leading to an exorbitant amount of pressure there on those tires, and the left driver's side tire, the front left side, that tire completely blew, came off entirely. The driver was riding around on that rim there for perhaps another 100 yards or so before abandoning this stolen Dallas Fire Rescue vehicle, trying to escape on foot but unable to do so. What appears to be six Dallas State Troopers able to wrangle him up, take him into the back of the cruiser. And now, I'm sure you have this question, I have this question. How does it get a great look now of the suspect? Let's just kind of, before we get to the comment here, the suspect, clearly handcuffed, white T-shirt, appears to be young, relatively young. Sneakers, jeans / cargo pants there. I'm not sure if the red there towards near his torso, if that's his underwear or an undergarment of some kind. White T-shirt, chain around his neck, and yeah, appears to be relatively young here in age. And they're putting now a bag over his head. So here you see the suspect now bobbing his head quite a bit as he adjusts to having this this bag placed here over his head. They're pulling it down. He might not be cooperating here with troopers. There's, of course, it would not be the first time that a suspect has attempted to spit on police. The bag, of course, here might help, and you can see the trooper there trying to bring down the bag over the suspect's head to the point where it clearly covers the mouth here. So we might have a suspect who is just refusing to cooperate with police, and frustration here has led to them using this tactic here as far as putting the bag over his head. Now, speaking to him here and reading some instruction, or perhaps giving him some sort of information, or asking a question. Perhaps reading Miranda rights. Not entirely sure what's going on here. We don't clearly don't have audio here on the ground. But the suspect here, the suspect was seated, was there seated in the passenger section of this, in the front of this cruiser, now out of the cruiser, standing here with handcuffs, with an officer standing behind him, clearly holding him there in position. He keeps maneuvering back and forth, which I'm sure is going to lead to some speculation here in the Facebook Live comment section as to his condition. I would imagine that regardless of whether or not this driver is impaired, you can't. Your heart rate is elevated. You've just been through a major pursuit, a police chase at high rates of speed. He might be just coming down from that high, or I know that there's going to be speculation online that this is perhaps signs of impairment. We don't know until we have official word, of course, from police there, from state police in Dallas. But he's clearly he's been swaying a little bit. Moving his head around. I think he's probably moving his head around a bit for just because he has a bag on his head and trying to get comfortable to an extent underneath there. But so here we have the suspect here. Yeah, you can see there shredded jeans, sneakers, a red undergarment, pockets turned out there. You saw white T-shirt, chain, and now a bag placed over his head. They're now moving him from the cruiser now over to another vehicle here, where they're going to likely put him in the back of the vehicle to take him in for processing, for broking and processing. Yeah, and one of our commenters noting here as well, I'm glad that you did. We had a really sharp view thanks to the great work by the chopper photographer, that same chopper photographer that's providing us with this look right now. Earlier on in the stream, we saw that the driver here, the suspect, was wearing blue rubber gloves, the same sort of gloves that you would see medical personnel wear or ambulance personnel wear while responding to a call. And there's a great shot there that you see those rubber gloves, blue in color there, on both of his hands there as he remains handcuffed here. He was wearing those same gloves at the wheel of the stolen ambulance. Shoes / sneakers are off. Suspect appearing to be barefoot now, being placed here into the back of this Dallas police vehicle, where he'll be taken in, and I'm sure there is going to be a lengthy list of charges, or not. Perhaps one serious charge, depending on how many rules they decide to say that he broke, because there's pretty much just about every rule of the road, every law that there is on our roadways was broke. We're talking about driving at an immense high rate of speed, weaving in and out of traffic, going against the flow of traffic. Here you see what appears to be, what might be, these suspects. They're emptying out a backpack here on the trunk of the vehicle. and it could be the suspect's belongings as they look here for maybe, and perhaps.